which is applying final touches to your video. I go back here to my screen share on my phone. Okay, I go into CapCut. I'm gonna go back to this one here. So this one's kind of partially done. As far as final touches, things that I look at is I'll basically play through it.
What if you could walk away from a training with not just knowledge?
And I look for things like this. Okay, so here I sit forward. Am I talking right away?
What if you could walk away?
Nope, I'm not. So, and I wish on mobile I could see me talking, but I can't. So I go right to the point where I start to talk or I start to move. And I'm going to shorten that up because I want it, it's the hook. So I want it right from the beginning.
What if you could walk away from?
So that's even a little slow. And I start talking about there. So what I would do in this case is right there, I'm going to split it. Then I'm going to go to that small clip. So I just pinched it out, grab that, and I'm going to go to speed, hit normal, and I'm going to do maybe, I did like 3. So it shortened it up there. So now it's more like this.
What if you could walk away from a training?
So it's kind of boom in your face.
What if you could
So
walk
those are
away
the
from a
things I kind
training?
of look at. I find motions that are accentuated. Even like this where I'm shaking my hand. Maybe I'll try to see how I'll go to effects. And I'll go to video effects. And I'm going to put in shake. A bunch of them come up. I'm just going to hit search. Pull all the shakes up. And you see the top left there, I have it bookmarked. So I'm going to click
Not
that
just
one.
knowledge, but a polished video training with not just knowledge, but a polished video.
And I'm going to accept that. Click that. Then I'm going to adjust the length of it. And again, this one's kind of a stretch. I wouldn't usually use that in that case, but just as an example, kind of things to look for.
Away from a training with not just knowledge, but a polished video ready to share.
So that's where I would add that, and I might go a little bit further.
But a polished video ready to share.
Now, I'm kind of, if you're ever wondering how, if you're going quick enough or moving quick enough, play your video for somebody else and hold your phone out while you're playing it. Because when you play it for somebody else and they're listening to it, to you, you can tell if it's going very slow or not. I don't know how that works, but anytime I've shown somebody my videos, there's some that I'm like, man, I'm going really slow on this. I'm like, come on, get to the point. Like, all right, if I'm thinking that, then so is everyone else. So I know what to listen for. So in this case, I'm gonna tap that clip and I'm gonna go to speed. And I'm just gonna increase myself a little bit. You can see on there 1.1. I wouldn't go any higher than 1.2 because any higher, your voice starts to sound digitized. And I've mentioned that a few times. And even when I do that and then you post it on, say, TikTok, your voice sounds funny. It sounds like echoey. It's really weird. So I'll do that. I'll accept it. And I'll probably go to enhance voice too. So again, this is just the AI feature that's in there. And I just played it a few times, so we should know how it sounds.
Walk away from a training with not just knowledge, but a polished video ready to share.
Good. So I just did that. Usually I do this this stuff at the beginning when it's all one long clip. So I don't have to do all separate ones. But I'm just using this as an example in this case. And there's times where I just want to make certain scenes, certain clips faster than others. Like I did at the beginning. I made that one quick. But this is the difference in speed.
That's
See from there.
polished video ready to share.
So what I'll do there is ready to share. So I'm going to pull that back and get rid of that. See how that works.
Share. But a polished video ready to share. That's exactly what you'll get in this intensive.
So you can see here I'm talking a little bit slower. I still have dead space in there, but still I'm kind of getting a good feel for this clip.
What if you could walk away from a training with not just knowledge, but a polished video ready to share? That's exactly what you'll get in.
So I go, in here, and maybe I shorten up that dead space a little bit. Maybe the zoom is a little bit too slow. So I'll go in here, I'll make it a little bit quicker, so it's a little faster. And these are the kind of things that I look at. And you're trying to think of your intended goal, your final result, what you're looking to make out of this, and just make the necessary moves to make it work. If
That's exactly what you'll get in this intensive.
I'm talking about the intensive, and maybe I say, oh yeah, here's my dog. He came in. My dog's here to join me. And then when I'm listening to it later, I'm like, well, it's kind of irrelevant, and maybe I'll cut that out.
You'll also have.
If it's something where you're questioning if it should be in there or not, it probably doesn't. So those are sorts of things that I do to kind of clean things up. Now, Jerry, I know you were interested in the effects and the transitions and things like that. Is there anything like in this case that you were looking to know how to do or how to implement it or what to look for?
I guess,
like
when to use effects and when to use transitions and when to use animations with those effects, I guess.
Yes.
I've just been playing around with it, but
right. It's a great question.
To learn, just use it.
It's using it and exactly what we're doing in this session here, and we're listening back and trying to find those boring areas. So either you're not saying something that's interesting, or there's too much dead space and there's no talking. Maybe you're doing a movement at the same time. So if you're doing a movement, maybe that's when you would add an effect like a swipe or a zoom, something there. Or if you're unboxing something, you're taking it out of a box, maybe you use like glitter or a confetti effect, something like that, that would add. So
or
let's
maybe
just say
pan it in, like zoom it in, maybe.
Yeah, and definitely that would be one type of effect. It's I don't have much going on here. I'm gonna go back to this other video, and that's exactly what I did in this one where I came into the room and I zoomed right in on them.
Yeah, and I wasn't aware that you could do all that zooming like that.
Yeah,
with a photo in there.
No, I don't know if you know
too. That's a video.
If I'm trying to get like right on that split line, if I'm out there and I tap the clip, it brings it right to the end. It's kind of an automatic thing. So if I'm out here and I tap it, it's like snaps it right back. So here, maybe I want to see an effect, and I usually do video effects. So we're working on a heater. So maybe I want to do this explosion. And that's my transition.
There you go.
So I want to adjust the speed, maybe. Maybe I just wanted a quick blast. See how big I want it. I'll do right there, and we'll try that. Accept that, and then I'll see how it goes. So that works for me.
I like it.
Maybe it lingers a bit long.
Yeah.
So if I click on it there, and oh, I did effects. So it's actually in the clip there. So there's the explosion. I just want to bring that down a bit, make it a little bit quicker. Yeah, still kind of lingers, so I guess that's about it. And I actually put it in the clip. So if you notice, I can embed it in that clip. So you can see explosion inside the clip there. Because I was tapped on it. That's why I did it, because there's a keyframe on it. That's why it made a double one. If you're tapped on it and I do an effect, it's going to put it inside that clip. As opposed to being out here. It's not highlighted. I could do a video effect out here. If I do the same thing, it puts it down here. So you can actually embed it in the clip, or I can apply it to everything. So maybe you want an effect on just the one clip.
Yeah.
So maybe that one clip is, something off to the side that you have, and you want to affect that, but not the rest of the video. You can do that. But this is actually pretty funny because they're working on a heater, and boom. So there, I might just lower it down so it dissipates quicker. And then, of course, I do that. Then I have to add go into audio, go over to sound effects, and basically I'm going to search for it. I'll do explode. Sometimes it takes a while to find what you're looking for because you can't, like, how do I spell, you know, how do I spell that? But that's the noise I'm looking for. So you got sometimes it's trial and error. So I'll do explode and hit search.
Bam.
And I'll play them. Yeah, I don't want to like, no. That's pretty good. I like that. So I'm going to bookmark it. I hit the little favorite bookmark there, and then I hit the plus sign. It puts it where my cursor was. I also want to maybe adjust the volume a little bit. I don't want it too bad. And then I'll see how it sounds.
Ooh, I like
So that
that.
works. So it's much more effective. That effect is much more effective than this. There's no noise. You don't feel it.
Right.
So that's where sound comes in. Sound really plays a big part of it.
I haven't played with the sounds yet either.
And it's just subtle. You know, I had it on like 40. It always seems louder once you upload it and it's actually in, say, TikTok. It always seems louder. You just don't want it to drown yourself out.
Right.
And then, let's see, another thing to do here is, so here, I walk in.
Hey, Ray, give me a wave.
I wave, Ray waves. So maybe I want to do this. I go over to record. And again, I don't know if it's going to record like it did last time while I'm on the call. Let's see. Countdown. Hey, Ray, buddy, what's going on, brother? Hey, Ray, buddy, what's going on, brother?
All right.
Love it.
So I added that. And then maybe I come in and I do some audio effects. I do some voices. And I do the radio announcer. Hey, Ray, buddy, what's going on, brother?
All right.
Or this one. This one looks fun.
Hey, Ray, buddy, what's going on, brother?
All right.
So I look for opportunities in the video, whether it's a hand move. So even when, like, when Ray puts his hand up right there, of course, my voice, I'm just going to lower that volume because that's going to be overwhelming. Just going to lower that down for a second. Find the spot right there. If I go to sound effects, I have things like that. Swish, a nice quick one. That's a really small clip, so I'm going to open it up there. And then we get this.
Hey, Ray, give me a wave. All right.
So do a little swish when his arm goes up. And then here even, you know, as I'm twirling around, maybe I do like some wind or some sort of like, you know, tornado sound or something. And as I'm going through the room, through the hallway here, maybe I play some sort of like haunted house music, you know, where I'm kind of going through the dark hallway. Dun, 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 and then boom, explosion. So it's almost like you think of making a mini movie and you're just trying to find these things. And I can get absorbed in this. And you can definitely overdo it. So you just want to look for those opportunities and find the dead space. So if I go back here, if I pinch that in, you know, I did some things at the beginning here. And then I came in and I got to, you know, hey, Ray, how's it going? And he's got the swoosh on his arm. And then I go through and I'm like, you know, through here, it's like just, there's nothing going through, you know, through here. So maybe I will, see, and I did that sound. All right, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to put the end of it right before the explosion. So now it sounds like this.
I take pictures.
Oh, see, I can't see the sound ends like right there. I just long press it, move it over. Now we got this. Boom. So I look for those little opportunities throughout here. And, here maybe I want to zoom in on it more just to add some flair. Or, not much going on with Ray there, but let me do a keyframe. And then when it goes to him, I want to zoom in on it. And then as I turn away, snap back to place.
Hey, Ray, give me a wave. All right. Do a little
Don't you do the voiceover
video
that?
for the training.
I think that was actually me in the video.
Hey, Ray, give me a wave.
Yeah, because if I have that,
Hey, Ray, buddy, what's going on, brother?
All right. Do a little.
so looking for those opportunities again here, I kind of come around that corner and it's kind of an effect in itself, but maybe I'll see how, maybe I'll split it right there and I'll do a transition. I think they have train. Maybe it'll move quicker.
Without
Let's see if that does anything.
right. I stop by without telling anybody. I take pictures.
So timing is a little bit off, and it kind of, if that shot me around the corner and then I was like right in there, that would work pretty well. And I can change with the speed. I can change the speed there too to do something there. So I just go through and find those spots. If I look back like this, I say, okay, I have something here. I have something here. My next one's not till way over here. So I want to look maybe in here I can do something. So there's the door. Maybe I do a door creaking or the door slamming behind me or something to that effect. I try and think of something that's related. Even something there, I can see myself. So maybe I'll go to freeze, which is back here. Freeze. Gives me a short still clip. So I'm moving it. Oh, there I am. So I'll start here. I'll highlight that clip. I'll hit a keyframe. And maybe there. I'm kind of like, oh, who's that guy? So now it will do this. Add some drama, kind of accentuate something if you really want to narrow in on something. I'd probably shorten that up because that's quite a bit long. So I go there and I'm like, oh, I see you. And then I'll bring that right in behind it. So right there, I'm like, okay, this is very long. And okay, there we go. So I would probably shorten that up anyways. But just looking for those little opportunities to put that stuff. And then, do I use an effect? Do I use a transition? Some of the transitions and the effects can give you the same result. So whatever is easiest. If you're used to using transitions, just split it right where you need to and add your transition. Or you can add an effect anywhere in there. So maybe you want more flexibility. You don't want to split your clip right there. So one other thing to kind of finish it off, if I go into sounds here, and I'm going to put in, let's see this one. That works. I'm just going to drag it to the beginning here. And that clip's not super long, which is good. If I hit play, okay, I'm going to move that along there. Now, this point, like, oh, I couldn't hear myself. I couldn't hear me saying hi to Ray. So I'm actually going to. I think I actually moved. There we go. So I won't hear myself right then. So what I do is I can go back to the beginning here and hit a keyframe, and I can adjust my volume. So maybe I want to start, I'll keep it right at, because there's nobody talking. I'll go right there. But then when I get here, I want to go into volume and I want to bring it right down a little bit there. And then I say hi to Ray and I walk away and I want to ramp it up again. So then I get this. So my timing was a little off. So if I do that and I just delete that one, I add it back in. So to delete the keyframe, I just hit that little diamond again. There's a little minus sign. And I hit that minus sign, we'll get rid of it. If I go right there, where I brought my volume down, so now I have.
Hey, Ray, buddy, what's going on, brother?
So you can bring, during talking parts, you can bring your volume down while you're talking and then bring it up again to keep it from being too quiet. So then you have that, the rockin' music back. So between the sound and the effects, it's a great way to kind of keep things moving and keep the interest on the video. And especially right at the beginning, here, oh, not this one, on this one here.
What if you could walk away from a training?
What I might do here is say, if I do my signature smoke thing, where I poof a smoke.
Mm-hmm.
If I do this one, I'll go into, see, in this case, I can go to the library. Well, no, that's not that. Oh, I know where I go. So I go to my Google Drive right there. You get to see all my folders again. Marketing, assets, special effects.
Look at you all organized.
Yeah.
Jealous.
Video effects. I have explosions, I think it is. Nope. Teleport. I'm going to click that smoke 6. I click the dots in the upper right-hand corner. And I'm going to go to open in. Preparing to export. Yeah, I just did a video last night. It was really fun. It was actually a blooper of mine. I'm planning on doing like a series of bloopers, all those things that you cut out. That the one that I posted last night, though, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was cracking up over it. And I'm like, yeah, that's my goofy self. Well, if you end up seeing it, I sneezed a couple times, and I was going to blow my nose, and I'm like blowing my honker.
Oh, it's not the one where this is a banana.
Right. Yep. I'm making the funny faces, and I love to explore and do. I'm having so much fun with just making the content. I wish I could be doing it full time.
Okay,
Not
your
be
file
downloaded.
cannot be downloaded. So, is there effects in the desktop that's not available on the mobile? Is that why you did that?
I have a lot of assets that I just accumulate over time.
Hmm.
And so if I look for one here, if I go to library and I do, see, smoke. Let's try this one. Okay, I'll use this one as an example. I think I tap that upper right button to highlight it. Then I hit add. So it puts it right there. I'm just gonna spin it. Put it in the middle. I'm gonna see where the smoke starts. Oh, guess I will do that way. It kind of comes from there and comes up. Now it's very slow, so what I'll do is I'll go there and I'll trim it. Right there, and I'll bring it back. And then I'll highlight it and I'll change the speed. Speed, normal. I'll see how that is. Okay, still not fast enough for me. I'm gonna go up that high, about 8. So it's great, but it's all black. I can't see myself.
Hmm,
So basically what I would need to do when I'm right there,
layers, is it? Am I right?
good thinking, good try. I go to remove background, and then I
Oh,
go to chroma key. Chroma key is what you use to get rid of the green screen, the green part of it. So if I hit, and you can do it with any color.
oh.
So right now it's on color picker, which you see at the dead center of the screen there. If I move this, you see the ring is now black instead of like
Mhm.
checkered, instead of transparent. So it's picking up on the black that's in here. So I do that, and then I can change intensity. But the higher I bring it, the more my smoke disappears. The lower I bring it, I have some of the black come back. So I got to find a happy medium. A lot of the assets that I already have that background taken out already. So it's a better resolution effect.
Mhm.
And then shadow changes the background there. I can feather the edge, which in this case I wouldn't really do. It might help a little bit like that. If it was a sharp, like a image with a edge, I could clean the edge there. But I'll hit that and then see how I don't want the smoke right at the beginning. Nope. Long press it. Can't get it. Okay, so let's see how that looks.
You can walk away from a training with not just knowledge, but a
So it's kind of digitized. See the black and the white, it's kind of not too smooth. Whereas I can get a smoke that's already with the background taken out.
Yeah.
So it's a
Maybe
little bit harder, but you can do it.
fire would do okay with that.
Yeah.
Your explosion.
Yep. That's one where I can, if I go to effects, video, got it right
walk away from a
there.
training with not just knowledge, but a
Maybe I want it to be
what if you could walk away from a training? What if you could walk away from a training with
slower. Okay, so that's
what
quicker.
if you could walk away from a training with not what if you could walk away from a training? What if you could walk away? What if you could what if you could what if you could what if you could walk
So
away
I'm
from a
just messing
training
with the
with not just
sound now.
knowledge, but
So now I have this.
what if you could walk away from a training with not just knowledge, but a polished video ready?
So that actually, you notice that that effect, it loops.
Mm.
So I want to bring it there and just bring it back. That way it doesn't loop again. Some of the effects will loop.
Okay.
You want to be
Gotcha.
careful. So those are you want to check for those kind of things too. While we're looking at the final touches and all that. So we'll do all that. We'll clean up our edges. Make sure like here, maybe I want it a little bit just darker. So I'll go in to adjust. I'll go to contrast. Bring that up a little bit. Bring the brightness down. There we go. Now I'm getting there. I want to sharpen. I want to do clarity. Now I got shadows. And you can see more what it does by moving the cursor. I'll put it there. I'll go to that. The blacks, bring it down more there. And that's just my look. You have vignette, where I can fade the corners. I can brighten or darken the corners. Sometimes I'll have that on like 4 or 5. I can do a grain a little bit. You can see it more on those wall tiles in the back.
Hmm.
Yeah, there we go. You can see that grainy. So I'm not doing it there. Now, if I like that look, I'm going to apply it to all. And again, I probably would have done this from the beginning, but if you ever notice, I'm sure there's some scenes where maybe you recorded it like 5 minutes later, and the sun is now behind the clouds, and before it wasn't, so it's a different shade. So maybe you want to play with the light there a little bit, and you didn't notice it until now. So again, that's why it's a final touch. It's another way to go through it. And what I'm going to do quick, just for time, is to go into captions, and I'm going to pick the emoji one again because I just want to get rid of the rest of the dead space without spending the time to go through it. So there we go. Split. Split, get rid of that.
Leave with a finished video that reflects your unique style and
So you notice here, it missed me talking. So I'm going to finish cleaning it up. So when you have the captions, you can't see when you're speaking or not. They don't have like the voice waves, the audio waves, but it does start when your caption starts. So if I go right to the edge there, I know I can clip it there and then delete that part. Talking. So I can see I'm not talking there again, but there's no captions there. This was supposed to be the quicker way. I think it still is, but this would be the part in the video where I fast forward. All right, so that's the end there. Now I have my music there that extended out. I'm going to stop it right there. And then because those captions were messed up, I'm just going to do the captions again. And that's right, because I had identify filler words.
Hmm.
So if I go back here, if I undo everything I just did, so I have the space here where I'm not talking. I go back into captions, identify filler words, and that's going to find where I'm not talking. It's also clearing my current captions down the bottom here.
I see.
Because maybe sometimes you introduce different clips, so you want different captions for different parts. Certain ways you can do that. And it says 3 filler words identified. So it found that dead space, that one. And quick thing here too is, say if I want to get rid of that more importantly, like say I consider that filler word for me, I can just either tap it like that, or I can swipe it.
Okay.
If I swipe it, it will work too, and it's quicker. If I had this whole sentence, I just whoosh, swipe it right out.
There you go.
And then I go the other way to unswipe it. This is pretty cool. So I delete one clip. Hmm. So then it brings up, do you want to delete just the caption or do you want to delete that part of the video as well? I want to delete both. All right, so there's everything there. So my final check with this being, um, kind of my final part here. So there, I notice there's a gap there. So I'm going to check it.
Comment intent.
Bring it back further.
Transform your content and your confidence. Comment intensive.
All right, so that space is a little longer than I want. Actually goes all the way back there. So first I'll move that caption so I don't mess that up, because that can happen. I'll split it there. I'll split it there, tap, and delete. Now I can move that up if I want.
I was going to say, why did it drop down?
Because it encroached on this other one. Couldn't squeeze in. It was trying to do this. Like it was trying to go up and it couldn't, so it dropped itself down. Shave that. And I'm also just going to feel like the captions are a little bit low. So I'm going to tap on that. And I'm going to hit Edit Captions. Select. Let me back up. So it brings up the captions. I hit Select. I can either choose which ones I want, or I can hit Select All in the bottom left. And I go to style, that just brings me back where I can move it, and it moves all of them. We'll kind of bring it down below my chin. I hit that little down button next to effects. I hit done, check mark. And so now all of them are up that high. If I didn't hit select all and go in that way, I would have had to move each set of captions. So that's all set. I would have done this at the beginning, but if I go to aspect ratio, just make sure that's done. Kind of do my last second checks here. It's all good. One last thing I can think of is I think I just want to fade the music out a little bit at the end there.
Walk away from a training with not just knowledge, but
All right, so I go up here and I'll check. I want to hit optical flow on this. It makes the video smoother, and
Okay.
it works really well. So that should do it. I'm going to hit export. And now this is the time where it's actually applying that optical flow. So it takes a little bit longer. On desktop, there's an option like right at the very end when you're doing it. And in desktop, it's good because you can tell it where you want it to save. You can tell it what file it's going to save on. So I like that aspect of it too, because there's times that when I do videos on my phone and I go and look for it later and I can't find it in my file, and I don't have a file on it because I did it on my phone. Because it just goes in my camera roll, and then I have to move it from my camera roll and share it to my Google Drive. And usually I just forget. So it's actually processing all this with that new AI Ultra 1080 video quality. It's adding the optical flow. Funny, because sometimes I do these videos like demo and showing somebody. I'm like, hey, it came out pretty good. I'm going to post this. So, and also here, it gives you this quick action screen, exporting options. Video, maybe I didn't hit HD or I wanted to adjust the speed. Maybe I want the video to go a little bit faster. I can change it there. It just brings you back in, I think. I can share it, but I'm just going to hit save to my device. So I'm going to go check it out. Make sure it is good.
walk away from a training with not just knowledge, but a polished video ready to share.
That's exactly what you'll get in this intensive. You'll leave with a finished video that reflects your unique style and message. But it doesn't stop there. You'll also have a repeatable system for creating professional quality content moving forward. More importantly, you'll have the confidence to help build your brand through video. Don't miss this chance to transform your content and your comment intensive to secure your spot in the intensive today. Yeah. And where'd it go? Oh, I must have had the music extend further because it stopped and it still has all this way to go. So if I didn't watch it,
Chance to
I
transform
would have posted it.
and your comment
And I would have had
intensive
this
to
dead
secure
space.
your spot in the
So
intensive
here I just
today.
make sure it's a very clear picture.
Build your brand through video. Don't
I would
miss
actually
this
bring
chance to
down-
transform your content and
I would bring down my captions a bit because it's kind of some of the emojis are popping up in my mouth, and I'm not that hungry. So now if this were now I could go right to the end here. I could go into edit and I just bring that in. I could either go all the way into CapCut and I could do it then, not that it takes very long. Click done. And I can also, like this actually, I just noticed playback speed, it's on 60 frames per second, which I guess it just defaults to that, but. So now it goes right to the end. So I didn't have to go back into CapCut. It was a clean, or I can go into TikTok and I can just hit the edit. And I'll probably end up posting this one anyways.
you can walk away from a training with not just knowledge, but a polished video ready to share.
That's exactly what you'll get in this intensive. You'll leave with a finished video that reflects your unique style and message. All right. So what I'll do here is I'll open up my Tiki-Taki. This is what my menu looks like usually. I got 100 new followers here. Hey, I see somebody liked my comment there. Certain somebody. Make sure what profile. Okay, so video editor.
What if you could walk away from a training with not just knowledge, but a polished video ready to share? That's exactly what you'll get in this intensive.
Again, I go in there and I could trim it here. I could do any. Usually I try and add something to it just so it has something of TikTok's on it. So even if I do sound, I can't really search here, but I'm going to do a shutter sound. Use that. I'll find a spot right there, right where transition change. I use those too. I use the camera shutter. Maybe right there.
Ready to share. That's exactly what you'll get in this.
So I added that. I hit next. And I'll say video edit. Usually I actually script this and I write it down and I have it. Video edit from our day 3 of my and I'll add a little boom in there. Hashtag CapCut. Goofball content. Video edit. All right, I'm good with that. Edit my cover, of course. Always finding a good spot. And of course, again, I would have, moved those captions down, but for demonstrative purposes, try and just find a good spot with me in it, or maybe some good words on the screen. Yeah, we'll go with that. It looks good there. Looks like I got something on my chin. I said, what's the guy got on his chin? Let me watch this video and find out. Save. I put in my state.
What if you could walk away from a training with not just
Double
knowledge,
check it.
but a polished video ready to share? That's exactly what you'll get in this intensive.
All right, and then a post.
You may.
I got one piece of content in for the day.
Yay. Got more than what I got. That was a tiebreaker.
I know
And
this
then
guy on the screen too. I know him.
What the heck?
All right, and of course that can upload or do whatever later. So now what I would do, if I go to, see, I think you can still see me. Yeah, I'm gonna do. Now I'm just playing. Hey, in the jungle. Oh, you can't see it.
You got the jungle for your wallpaper on your phone. Is that what you're talking about?
I'll show you. There we go. There we go.
All right.
Okay, so we have that, and still see my screen here. Oh, now that that's posted. So it's been taking a while now, sometimes where it has to get approved. Sometimes
Yeah,
it
it's
takes.
still under review. I got that
Yeah,
yesterday because I always put the first comment on
Yeah.
sometimes. It says you cannot comment. Well, the video's under review.
Yep. Like,
It's
come
like-
on.
Oh,
So then I'll come in here, I'll copy link. I go into my snap tick, allow paste. This actually shows you this is my process. I usually do TikTok first.
You could walk away from a
All right,
training with not just
boom.
knowledge, but a polished video ready to share. That's exactly what you'll get in this intensive. You'll leave with a finished video that
Okay, so here I will copy the caption. I'll do that. Another way I do it, if I have to, is if I go into my caption here. So I extend it so it's open right there, and I do a screenshot. And then I'll go into my photos. Right there. I'll long press on video, and I'll copy it there. That's where I'll grab it from. So I was in Snaptic. I'm going to hit the download in the lower right. I want it with sound. Then I go over to old IG, hit the plus sign, go to reel. There it is.
What if you could walk away from a training with not just knowledge, but a polished video ready to share? That's exactly what you'll get in this intensive. You'll leave with a finished video that reflects
All right,
your
so I'm
unique-
just going to hit
What
next.
if you could walk away from a training with not just knowledge, but a polished video ready to share?
Not going to worry about adding anything. I go right to caption. I paste. I like doing it on Instagram because I can go in and I can do line breaks. Where on Facebook you can't, and it just clumps it all together. Now it didn't capture my emoji because I grabbed it from just the text. I'll do a few of them. Nah, I don't need anything else. That's good. And I'll go down here. And put my location sometimes, other times not. I'll share it. Everything there is good. I'll do edit cover. Comment intensive. Hit done.
You can walk away from a training with not just knowledge, but a polished video ready to share.
All right, good there. I always like to come back here and then hit share rather than be in that screen. So we just created and posted.
Cool.
Exactly what you'll get in this intensive.
Here you go.
You'll leave with a finished video
front of
that
the
reflects
world.
your unique style and message. But it doesn't stop there. You'll also have a repeatable system for creating professional
And lately I heard that to go ahead and like and save your own videos. So I've been
Really?
doing that. I don't know what difference it makes, but I've been doing that there.